Anchor. Good evening and welcome to our financial news segment. It's been a dynamic day on Wall Street, where tech stocks have notably outperformed the broader market, spearheaded by Tesla's dramatic surge after an impactful announcement from their CEO. We'll be exploring several angles on today's market activities, including reactions to corporate earnings and significant legislative developments affecting major tech companies. Cut to financial correspondent. Thank you. The Nasdaq Composite led today's gains, finishing up by roughly 0.6%, while the S&P 500 also advanced modestly. Contrastingly, the Dow Jones Industrial Average experienced a slight decline. The star of the day was undoubtedly Tesla, whose stocks jumped nearly 12% following Elon Musk's promise to accelerate the production of more affordable electric vehicles, an announcement that overshadowed their recent earnings miss. Anchor. That's quite a boost for Tesla. How significant is this for the market overall? Correspondent. It's quite significant. Tesla's pledge to expedite its cheaper car models has reinvigorated investor optimism about the company's growth trajectory, particularly at a time when there are concerns about its shift towards robotaxis and other ambitious projects. This move by Tesla not only boosts its own stock, but also seems to uplift the tech sector broadly, setting a hopeful tone as investors await further earnings announcements from other tech giants like Meta, Microsoft, and Alphabet later this week. Anchor. Speaking of the broader tech sector, there was also a major development concerning TikTok today. Could you tell us more about that? Correspondent. Absolutely. In a significant geopolitical move, President Biden signed a new bill that could lead to a ban on TikTok if its parent company, ByteDance, fails to divest its interests within a year. This legislation is part of a broader concern over data privacy and national security. The decision has not only sent ripples through the tech community, but could also impact U.S.-China relations, adding a layer of complexity to the already strained trade interactions between the two superpowers. Anchor. That's a major step. Shifting our focus back to the markets, what else stood out in today's trading session? Correspondent. We saw some interesting activity beyond the tech sector. Boeing, for instance, reported a narrower-than-expected loss and better-than-forecast revenue, which saw its shares rise by about 2%. This suggests some resilience in the aerospace sector despite ongoing challenges. On the other hand, Texas Instruments, another major player, also exceeded expectations with its revenue guidance, leading to a substantial stock price increase. Anchor. And how are analysts interpreting these movements? Are there concerns or particular enthusiasms they're expressing? Correspondent. Analysts are adopting a cautiously optimistic tone. While today's tech-led rally is encouraging, there's an acknowledgement that the bar is set high this earnings season. The market has already priced in significant growth expectations, especially for tech giants, so the pressure is on for these companies to not just meet but exceed forecasts. Additionally, concerns remain about the global economic backdrop, with rising bond yields and geopolitical tensions posing potential risks. Anchor. As we look ahead, what should investors be watching for in the coming days? Correspondent. Investors should keep an eye on upcoming earnings reports from Meta, Microsoft, and Alphabet, which will be critical for assessing whether the current tech rally has legs. Moreover, market reactions to these reports could indicate broader investor sentiment and market trends as we progress further into the quarter. It's also wise to monitor legislative and geopolitical developments, especially those impacting tech companies, as these could have far-reaching effects on market dynamics. Anchor. Thank you for that comprehensive roundup. It's clear that today's market activities reflect a complex interplay of corporate performance, investor expectations, and geopolitical developments. We'll continue to bring you updates as these stories develop. Thank you for tuning in this evening. Stay with us for more news and analysis. Good night.